Content warning. This genre and video contains mentions and references to murder, abuse and violence. Viewer discretion is advised.
Death. The only constant threat that looms over us in the misery we call life. Every time I walk by the graveyard, I'm reminded of my mortality and how insignificant we are in this world. My mind can only ask so many questions before the dread sets in. Do we only find salvation through invented purpose leading us to the righteous path? Maybe our mortality has no meaning. Maybe we're just drifting until the next moment kicks in. But most importantly, why do I have so many skulls? I should probably get a more cheerful hobby. Murderfolk, the genre, not the instructions, is folk punk with dark themes. The genre is essentially just country or bluegrass but with a much darker sense of humor, making references to serial killers, death, and just generally depressing stuff. So instead of this song is about beers, tractors, and good old American values.
Play the shotgun.
Instead, it's this. This song is about running over my wife with a tractor because she cheated on me. The fuck, Karen. Imagine a jug band that got depressed and started watching serial killer documentaries. Or your local country singer started binging alcohol and Netflix while writing a song about his dead wife.
Get naked.
Murderfolk is only one of many genres under the Gothic Americana umbrella, with colorful names as Dark Folk, Southern Gothic, and Death Grass.
These fuckers are up to something.
The genre's roots and name can be traced to Amigo the Devil, a bluegrass musician with a gallows sense of humor. Amigo the Devil originally wanted to make horror movies and jumped back and forth between different metal and hardcore bands, but eventually decided to work in the brewing industry.
I mean, look at this guy. It's kinda obvious, isn't it? What a hipster!
But one day, he picked up his banjo and wrote down Perfect Wife, a song about spousal abuse and dark comedy. The song gained a massive following on MySpace, also known as the old Facebook. But he focused on his brewing degree on the side, like some loser who wants a secure job and doesn't believe in his dreams. But after recording the EP Manimals, it sold over 2,000 copies without any aid from a publisher or advertising. So he left making beer named after serial killers behind and instead made songs based on serial killers. Man, this guy knows his branding. But of course he's not the only one. There's my personal favorite, Harley Poe, who writes songs about morbid characters, murders, and occultism. The style is more reminiscent of a folk punk version of a horror punk band, but he deserves a mention for his Satan, Sex, and No Regret album. Another one is the Bridge City Sinners, a really fun deathgrass band, and their music is fast, aggressive, and their lyrics are about witchcraft and Creature, King of the Rats, which makes them a great third starting point. Some of the songs even have that black metal feel, but unlike black metal, it's good. Other artists that fit under the Murderfolk umbrella would be 16 Horsepower, Slim Cessna, Those Poor Bastards, and many, many, many more. Link to the playlist down below.
Enough yapping! Let's get murdering!
Well, howdy there, partner. Do you have an acoustic guitar or a banjo? Can you play anything in the minor scale? Can you dress like a gothic cowboy or a depressed truck stop driver? If you can do 2 out of 3, then congratulations! You can become a Murderfolk singer! You can also add some extra instruments like an organ, double bass, drums, violin, harmonica, or whatever junk you can find in your garage to add to your song to make it more evil country.
I'm threatening.
You can also do something similar like Harley Poe or Amigo the Devil, where the song can work with only one instrument. In fact, Amigo the Devil usually just plays with his banjo or guitar alone live. With the banjo and the guitar, combining chords and broken chords is a great way to structure a song. You can also do some fingerstyle playing to get sort of a ragtimey style like in Perfect Wife. Your song should be in that typical babka structure, but feel free to change it in a way so you can take a whiskey shot in between the verses.
But we at Pagefire already know you can write a sad cowboy song. Trust me, we're watching. So let's try and focus on lyrics, another way of expressing your pain and torture.
Here are some common themes found in the Murderfolk genre. Murder, abuse, depression, drugs, double parking, alcoholism, serial killers, mail fraud, and the occult.
Don't forget murder, it's very important. Speaking of mail fraud, where's my fucking mail?
Let's go through one by one so you can find the right topic to pull out the lyrics out of your mind. But speaking of minds, you know what's on my mind? Murder! Do you ever get the urge to take someone's life? Well, you should see a psychiatrist about that. But if you can't afford that, how about expressing yourself through a song? That way, no one gets hurt.
Ow! Pagefire lied to me. Again!
If you don't have a violent streak, you can probably make something up. Maybe just watch some horror movies until the inspiration strikes out, or binge slasher franchises till you pass out.
This movie doesn't make any sense. It's the 21st century, children don't dream.
Abuse. Those songs are usually treated with a lot more weight since it's something we all may experience or know someone who's been in that situation. If you've had an abusive asshat that stirs your emotions, then you can use that rage to fuel your songwriting, either confrontational or just a song where you display the abuser in the correct light.
But what are they gonna do? Complain? Bold word for someone in songwriting range.
Depression. A lot of us have been there. The world is unfair, cruel, and full of assholes who steal mail. Finally, you can fuel your burning hatred within. Drugs. What's your addiction? Mine's Coke. A cola? I'm addicted and my teeth are all rotting away.
Boom! That's one way to beat an addiction.
But for the few of you that have used drugs, maybe channel in your feeling of how the drugs made you feel. How you kicked the addiction or how the addiction slowly ruined your social life.
Or maybe there's another angle? I don't know, I've never seen a drug before. Hey kid, do you want to have a good time? I want drugs, not a good time! Ugh.
Alcoholism. There's no Jesus at the bottom of the bottle, but there might be a good song down there.
Don't drink and write.
Now, I'm not saying songs about alcoholism is bad, it's just that a lot of songs love to glorify beer and alcohol. So Murderfolk should be something that can help you spotlight the darker side of alcoholism. Murderers! Is there a serial killer that you really fancy like Dahmer, Geen, Bundy, Gacy, or Barney the dinosaur? Well, a lot of other people have. But despite being talked about for decades, these killers still inspire fear and music both in and outside of Murderfolk. But don't just pick from the usual suspects. If you read a story about a killer with a unique background and isn't widely talked about, then there might be a good song hidden within that story.
Like the Oslo face carver, who carves all people's faces, and some say he's still at large.
Side note, please don't glorify serial killers like they're movie stars or celebrity crushes. Keep in mind that these are horrible people who did horrible things to real people. So the healthiest way to talk about them, at least for me, is to use them as an example on how our modern society handles mental health and medicine. Or my favorite, roast the fuck out of them!
John Wayne Gacy, aka Pogo the Clown, your makeup is as good as your joke. Needs work. Jeffrey Dahmer, you are what you eat, they say, but I remember you eating a fucking nerd. Ted Bundy, trying to be a lawyer, eh? Maybe don't take advice from Ben Shapiro's debate club.
Let's say, for the sake of argument, that there were a lot of murders in my neighborhood. Why didn't they just sell their houses and move?
Mr. Bundy, what does this have to do with your own trial?
The occult! Witches, paganism, Satanism, rituals, and slumber parties. All gatherings for a wicked Murderfolk rave. Have you been in a cult? Sing about that. Have a favorite cult? Sing about that. Like a religious cult that lies and manipulates their members until it slowly evolves into a brainwashed community leading to mass suicide? I don't know about you, but all parties I go to are killer.
Welcome to Bible bashing. We're all children of Jim Jones.
Now pick any of these topics and go wild with your songwriting. Your limits will be your own creativity.
Shit!
When it comes to writing the lyrics, I'd use either just pen and paper, phone app, or whatever you can write your lyrics in.
Or shit, a misspelled wife.
I'd also use some music notation programs so you can easily share and jam with your friends. I call my program Duct Tape. Damn antivirus. Now that we're indulged our darker senses, it's time to record a song! Yeehaw! Set your BPM and tracks to somewhere between 90 and 140. But if your song needs some extra speed, then feel free to go above. Has anyone made Blastgrass death yet? Always start with the instrument, then move on to the vocals. It's easier when you have a musical foundation to lay down your vocals over. After you lay down the vocals, record your percussion, bass, washboards and such. I'd say the simpler the better, so be careful with how much you add. And that's it! It literally can't get more complicated than that. For lyrics, I decided to write about my favorite serial killer, Ed Gein. Yeah, not the most original choice, but one day I came up with a really cool chorus thing and the inspiration just slowly came to me. One thing that helps with songwriting is to have some sort of word chart or a flow chart with keywords or sentences you want to add into your song. For example, I want to mention that Gein would rob graves, so that became a part of the pre-chorus and the chorus. Before you know it, you'll have a pretty rad ballad with some neat lyrics. It also helps to play along to find the chords so you can adjust the words to the beat and the melody.
Wait a minute, Andri would never give genuine advice. God damn it, Dagon!
Now your song is ready, so just find a depressing place to film and create the most somber music video you can muster.
And remember everyone, use the cowboy filter.
I spend most of my days sitting in a tiny room alone. It's like a grave without a headstone. Mother's worried that I'm not making any new friends, but she don't know that friends just play pretend in the graveyards where I drink in peace. I welcome their decease. The dead are better and keep me company, so I think it's time for them to come home with me. Dig up these corpses lying 6 feet underground. I know one day I'm gonna let my family down. Dig up these corpses lying 6 feet deep. I know the dead won't talk about me when I sleep. Old Miller's worried, his graveyard has been robbed and now it's empty. Well, they're not gone home with me. We're having a dinner party, eating pork and beans. It's time to fill the night with so much glee. You can call me a freak of nature all you want, 'cause this is who I am. I'd rather be diverse than a cog in the machine. better stay, 'cause I love to see him suffer. It only makes me smile. So I think I'm gonna stay and play with corpses for a while. They'll lock me up for 100 years with no one to play. Staying here forever while my body slowly rots away. No more corpses will be dug up today. Time for me to close my eyes and wait till I decay. I'll leave a legacy when I'm gone. The memories will fade, but at least I'll have this song. Congratulations! You just celebrated that the world is full of cruelty that punishes more than rewards. We're not special, just a bunch of cockroaches staring at a screen, waiting for the next moment to pass us by. But why do we go forward, even when we know the end is coming? We don't know if there's an afterlife. We only know that firstly, there is only pain and death. The second is that you should subscribe and donate to our Patreon! What? The end!
Do you have the right time, old man?